Hey guys, it's Postbox Pat, welcome back to a new video, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 concepts that I would really like to be added in for the Christmas update / season 7. Now these concepts are via Reddit and some which I've came up with before they've been added into Reddit, which is really awesome. So I will credit them down below though, because some people have made some actual in-game concepts of these, and some of the creations are so awesome guys. I cannot wait to show you some of these. They are amazing, and it would be amazing if Fortnite could see this video and check them out. So let's jump straight into this, but the first thing I want to say is I want to thank everyone for the support on the channel recently. Make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell, and make sure you are supporting me as a creator with the code PostboxPat. I've been giving shout outs to everybody supporting me, as you can see on screen right now. Those that tweet me at PostboxPat will be getting shout outs in upcoming videos. Here are a bunch of people who have been supporting me and sending me their screenshots over on my Twitter at PostboxPat. Anyway, let's jump into the first creation, which is really cool, and I cannot wait for hopefully Fortnite to see this, because this is something which is a no-brainer. You've got to add this in because it is game-changing for Fortnite, for the looks of it anyway. So the first item is this. This is actually the rift turning into a snow globe rift, which would be so awesome. Credit down below for this one. I think it's an amazing creation, and if Fortnite added in something like this, it would be awesome. I also saw this on Twitter a few days before it. Someone made just more of a basic design for it. Again, another version of the snow globe, which would be pretty cool. Now with Fortnite adding in seasonal weapons, for example, we've had like the egg launcher, the snowball launcher, the pumpkin launcher, and hopefully this, I think definitely we could do with a few more seasonal weapons every single season. So you're probably thinking, Pat, what is the next weapon you would like to be added in for this season? Well, that is it on screen right now. It is a candy grappler. I think a candy grappler would be so awesome, and I'd love Fortnite to add something like this in, because again, that would be game changing for the game, because it would make some really cool sounds and some really cool effects. If you're wondering what the snowball launcher looked like, there's a picture of it on screen right now. It was basically the grenade launcher upgraded to a snowball launcher, and to be honest, the grenade launcher has been pretty awesome in Fortnite, but the snowball launcher just felt more bouncy and definitely felt a different gun to the grenade launcher. I don't know if they're going to add it in again or make the same gun, but we'll have to see exactly what's going to happen with the Christmas theme regarding the weapons. So that's it for weapons. Let's move on to my third concept, which is pretty awesome, and this is a new map. Now, generally, overall, this is by Michael, and to be honest, I don't think this is going to be possible, but there's a few things that we can take from this map which would be really awesome. So imagine if this is possible. The first thing Fortnite would probably do would be introduce a new type of game mode, a little bit like the Fortnitemares thing we had. We obviously had Fortnitemares as a separate game mode, and we also had standard Fortnite as well alongside it. Well, not exactly, but you know what I mean. It was kind of introduced for like a month, and also they would add in standard game modes alongside the Fortnitemares game mode. So this could be like a game mode where it's just the map like this. Now I think this is a little bit too big of a map, and I don't think you need to add in the old locations. So for example, at the top left you've got Moisty Mire in prison. I just don't think that's necessary, but the idea of having an ice kind of frozen lake around the entire map which you can kind of travel on would be pretty awesome. Then also maybe having bridges from island to island, having the lakes lower down which are all frozen over, would be pretty cool, and I'd love for something like that in Fortnite. Also with the kind of sun in the middle, maybe something to do with where the actual dusty divot is right now. Could be something to do with maybe a meteorite coming down, similar to that, or maybe the earth actually busting open from the bottom of Dusty, kind of leaking out lava. I think something like that would be pretty cool. But I think the cracks in the map between each island and the split of the islands is a little bit off. You can see the race course has been kind of reversed round, and a lot of the stuff has kind of been moved around to something that I just couldn't see being added into Fortnite. So generally, I don't think that map is going to be something that we're going to get, but the idea of the ice around the map, being able to skate around and move around, is something that I'd love for the season update, especially for the Christmas season. So season 7, you got a really cool idea there, so I recommend introducing that, because obviously we already have the frozen kind of ability. I don't know what you want to call it, the kind of, what do you call it when the ice cubes are on your feet? I don't know exactly what to call it. We already have that in the game with the frozen feet type thing, so maybe a slippy lake would fit in perfect, and you could even make it go around the entire map. Anyway, the next concept I want to show you guys is actually from Allié's videos. Now, if you remember rightly, Allié actually made a Christmas video talking about a few different themes that he wants to be added in for the Christmas update, and this was a long time ago now, so I thought I'd reintroduce some of these because some of them are awesome. The first one, we already had Christmas trees, but there are a few other things which they added in. For example, frozen smaller lakes, or the entire of Loot Lake being frozen over. We kind of just talked about that in the previous one, but there are other things which are pretty interesting. For example, this Christmas chest on screen right now would be awesome because, for example, if you open a Christmas chest, they could still keep the original ones in, but once you open a Christmas one, you're guaranteed a Christmas weapon, with that being either one of the candy grapplers, snowball launcher, or whatever other weapons they decide to introduce. We could get snowmen as well, which could be part of the challenge, which would be pretty awesome. I think we may have got a few snowmen last season, I can't remember or not, but I don't think we got any snowmen looking like that, which would be pretty cool. I know in Save the World there was definitely snowmen, but I'm not 100% sure related to Battle Royale. We've also got the Christmas sleigh, which I think would be really awesome. I think this generally could be a replacement for the battle bus, or especially on certain game modes. Maybe not on the main Fortnite, but if they introduce maybe like a teams of 20 again, I think definitely a sleigh like that could be pretty effective for a Christmas theme within Fortnite Battle Royale. Now, the final feature I want to talk about is something I mentioned in yesterday's video, which was actually footprints being introduced into Fortnite Season 7. Now, this would only be in the snowy areas. Here's a clip from Red Dead Redemption 2, which uses this mechanic very well. And this is where I kind of got the inspiration for this idea, because in Red Dead 2, you can see here the horse footprints, and also my character who runs around. You can see his footprints as well, which is pretty awesome. I think it's a very unique concept, and this in Fortnite could be game changing. For example, if they were to reduce the actual volume of footsteps within snowy environments, but increase the foot tracking or the footprints in the snow, this would allow people to kind of track people around, and you could track where people were moving to, and also it would allow you to sneak up on enemies in the snowy environment, and definitely increase and reduce the speed in different thickness of snows. Obviously, if the snow is really thin, it could be icy and slippy, so it could slightly increase your movement speed, which would be really awesome and allow people to sneak up on different opponents and different players. So definitely something that would be game changing to Fortnite Battle Royale, and I would love to see a feature like this get introduced into Fortnite. I think the ability to kind of track people down with footprints would be interesting, and then reduce the actual sound of footsteps within the snow, make them very, very quiet so it's near enough impossible to hear someone, and I think that would be pretty effective just in the snowy region. Now, I don't think Fortnite should turn the entire map into snow. Snow is something that we've been talking about for a while. I actually mentioned it in yesterday's video, talking about potentially how the actual aim skin, the hunting party skin, could have something to do with snow in Fortnite because of his boots. I recommend checking that video out for more on that, which came out yesterday. Go and check that one out, it's an awesome video. But, you know, check that out after the video. I just want to kind of talk about the idea of snow being only in certain zones. So I think the areas that I want to see snow is around Loot Lake, or Leaky Lake should I say, because that's got a lot of water which could be frozen over. The standard lake that runs through the map, or should I say the river that runs through the map. Wailing Woods would be awesome. Basically the left hand side of the map, curving round to Risky, around Lazy, but keep anything by Salty and by Retail. I think that shouldn't be snowy. I think that should just be a little bit snowy, and then when you get to Paradise, I just think that should have no snow at all. I don't think snow on the entire map would be really worth it, but I definitely think in certain sections of the map, for example around Pleasant and Retail, it would be absolutely amazing. Anyway guys, I want to add in a few honourable mentions into this collection of ideas. I definitely think these will be worth taking a little look at. We've actually got this item on screen right now, which is kind of like a porta-fort but a heal device, and I think this would be awesome for squads and duos and even solos. The way I think this would probably work, it would deploy 4 kind of healing pads that you can kind of run over, and they'll give you healing kind of life and stuff like that, so they just give you health. It's a little bit like picking something up by running over it, a little bit like the time trial type things. This is the sort of concept they have in Save the World, but also they could change that concept and have it as like a force field type thing that lasts for a certain period of time, or has to be activated. So for example, if I was to throw it down, I was to get killed once I've thrown it down, the enemy team can go over to it and activate it. I think a pickup would be a lot better, have like 4 little pads which drop say 4 each, which do 50 healing, which is a total of 400 healing overall, which means you can heal an entire squad. I think something like that would be pretty awesome. This definitely should be a feature, but maybe not for Season 7. But the future of Fortnite, that's why I put it in as an honourable mention, because I don't think it's Christmas themed, but it's an awesome theme and definitely deserves a mention in this video. Now, the next feature I want to mention is another feature from Reddit, which I actually found. And this one has been going around for a while on Reddit, but didn't really blow up till recently. I think a few people have probably mentioned this in the past in streams and stuff like that, but as you can see on screen right now, this one is a leaderboards for your weapons. Now, exactly how does this work? Well, basically it just tracks your stats of your weapons, so it'll allow you to kind of just see which weapons you're getting the most kills with, how many downs you're getting, how many eliminations and stuff like that, how much time you've had with that weapon, and just kind of go over exactly what your best weapon is and which weapon is your least favorite to use, should I say. So I think this would be awesome, but for them to add this in and for it to work in Fortnite Battle Royale, it does require them to kind of just press play on it. They won't be able to track back old stats, I don't think. From what I know, the way Fortnite servers work, I'm pretty sure old wins and stuff from, say, pre-season 1, maybe season 3, season 4, I don't think they're going to be able to track back how many shots you've fired with the SCAR. I just don't think the game has that many mechanics in it to kind of track that sort of stuff. It's not that sort of game. It's only recently been built, technically, like the servers and stuff for it. So if they do activate this ability or this kind of leaderboard tracking in game, I think it'll just be like a kind of press play and all your stats start appearing for your weapons, but previous stats won't be added in. I still think that would be an amazing feature and would be game changing to Fortnite Battle Royale and would make the game a lot more interesting because you could actually see which weapon you're using the most. I do think game modes like Disco Domination are awesome game modes, and that's what I've been using in the gameplay in the background right now. I think it's very creative and it allows you to have a lot more fun than standard Fortnite because it's more of kind of like a team deathmatch type thing, and I think if they need to introduce a few other game modes like this, which I will make a video on in the future on how they can revive the old style of Fortnite. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. If you're new around here, please do stick around for daily Fortnite content, and if you would like to stay tuned for any storyline, map changes or tips and tricks or concept videos, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. It'd be so much appreciated if you guys could go and do that and go and support me as a creator if you have a free slot for that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you've made it all the way to the end of the video, comment down below respawn, because that's what I'm currently doing at the end of this video. And once again, this is Postbox Pat signing out.